Welcome back everyone to another Mr. P How Do We video, and today we're going to look at one of my favourite accessibility tools, if not the best one out there. It's Immersive Reader, which you can find within the Microsoft Education Suite. So take a look at this video if you want to find out a little bit more about how Immersive Reader can change your classroom. So in this video today, I'm going to show you a number of ways that Immersive Reader can be used in the classroom. We're going to look at how it can be used in Microsoft Word, in OneNote, PowerPoint, Forms, Flipgrid, and in Microsoft Education Edition. Now, this is really transformational for your classroom. You can get access for everyone, and it's a really important tool. So we're going to start off today by looking at Microsoft Word, okay? Now, as you can see here, I've got a piece of text on the page that some children may be able to read, some children may not. Now, this is where Immersive Reader comes in and gives you the tool for your children to be able to access this piece of writing. All they will need to do is simply open up Microsoft Word, where you've got your text, and then they'll need to go across to the View button, which is just by here. Now, you'll get a number of options available to you, but you're going to click on to Immersive Reader. Now, when you click Immersive Reader, it will then take the text and open it up here in a different page. Now, this is where it's great. As you can see, the words and letters are spaced out slightly more, which makes it a bit more accessible for children who find it difficult to read. And at the bottom then, you'll also find a play button and some voice settings. Now, if you hit the voice settings, you can change between female and male voice, and you can also change the speed in which this text is about to be read. Now, if I hit the play button, what will happen then is this text will be read to your children.
From Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, the Scholastic, 1998. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck.
And as you can see, what happens then is Immersive Reader will read out the text to your children so that they can hear it if they find it difficult to access the reading. But that's not just it. There is so much more to Immersive Reader than just listening to the text. The top right hand side of the page here, you have some more options. If you click onto the text preferences, you will see that you can change the text size, so you can make it smaller and bigger for the children. You can increase or decrease the spacing. You can change the fonts, okay? And also, another great one at the bottom is you can change the theme. So for those children who may be dyslexic and find it easier to read with a different coloured background, you can change the coloured background so that they have increased access to the text that you're showing them. So it's well worth checking out the text preferences to find a setting that is suitable for you and for the specific children and their needs in your classroom. But that's not just it. If you head to the second option, we've got the grammar options. And in here you can toggle on and off the syllables so the children can see syllables within each word. And this part is one of my favourite bits. If you're looking for children to retrieve different parts of speech, you can get those highlighted within the text. So you can highlight all the nouns, you can highlight the verbs, the adjectives, and your adverbs all the way through the text, so children can understand and pick apart the different parts of the text and understand each of the words and their purposes. You can also put the labels on so the children can see even clearer what it is they're looking for. For me, this is a fantastic tool, especially when it comes to unpicking a text. The children can toggle on and off those different parts of speech as they go through their work. But that's just not it, there is more. If we head across then to the reading preferences, we can also toggle then just one line of text as it's being read. We can have the 3 lines or we can have 5 lines. Okay, we can turn that line focus on and off. And another great one, especially for children where English is an additional language, you can turn on the picture dictionary. Now if you go into the words and click on one of the words, what you will then see is a picture appear that's related to that word. So in terms of dual coding, children will be able to understand the words by relating them to a picture. They can also then click onto the listen button,
Garden,
where they'll then be able to hear that word in isolation. So again, fantastic way of dual coding and the children getting a better understanding of the words related to pictures. If you go back to reading preferences as well, the final tool and one of the most important ones is the translation option. So if you have got a child in your class who has who's using English as an additional language, we could go in, we could find, for example, let's choose Italian. We can translate by word or by document. And what Immersive Reader will do is it will then translate that text into the language of the child in your class. And again, when they come to read,
From Harry Potter and the Sorcereresse Stone di J.K. Rowling, Scholastic, 1998. Era un uomo grosso.
You can see then that any child in your class, regardless of their language, will be able to access the text that you are giving them. So for me, giving Immersive Reader a go in your class is an absolute must. Now this works exactly the same in OneNote. Okay, so if you're using OneNote in your classroom, you've got your text in front of you, hit the view option, hit Immersive Reader, and it will then open up the text just like you've seen in Microsoft Word. In PowerPoint, it's slightly different, okay, because if you go into view here, you don't get the option for Immersive Reader, so your children will need to highlight the text that they want to access. They'll need to right click, and then they'll find the option then for Immersive Reader. If you open that up, as you can see, it appears again just like it has done in Word and in OneNote. Another way that we can use it is in any published forms that you have, okay? For example, here is a Microsoft form that I've published. And if you hover over any of the text, okay, you'll get the little option for Immersive Reader opening up. You can click on it, okay? It will open it up for the children and they can play.
1. Name asterisk.
Okay, exactly what it is.
End
that you
of
are
question.
looking for. Okay, so as you can see, Immersive Reader across a number of tools is a fantastic way to get your children engaged in the lessons and also allowing them to access all of that learning. Another great way of using Immersive Reader, if we head across to Flipgrid here, you can see that when you set a Flipgrid up for your classroom, you've got a topic for them to discuss. Next to the title, you will see the Immersive Reader option. Again, if you click onto here, it will open up and the children can play and listen to the instructions that you've given them via text. Another way of children being able to access everything that you provide for them. And another final little tidbit for Immersive Reader in your classroom is using it in Microsoft Education Edition. As you can see here, I've opened up Minecraft, I've got my board, and I've also got an NPC character here. Now if I click onto the NPC character, I can see some instructions that have been left by the class teacher, and again you can see that Immersive Reader icon for the children to click on. Now if they click on that and open it up, you will then find that they'll be able to listen to the instructions that have been given to them. Again, giving every child in your class equity and opportunity to take part in your lesson. In summary, Immersive Reader in the classroom is such a fantastic tool to ensure accessibility for every single child in your class. It's definitely worth taking a look at this tool and trying to find a way to get it working in your classroom. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. For more videos, please check out the website.